how do you know that an idea is brilliant? At which stage? When did you know it was a good idea? Um, and maybe is there like some phase shifts? First, you complete doubt, then maybe and then maybe it becomes more than a and becomes like a little more confidence, that kind of stuff, and also wisdom about who to talk to,
Right.
so they don't trample the idea in the early
Right.
stages, that kind of stuff. Any
Sure.
thoughts about this?
We could go on again. How long do you want to go?
20. This is a Netflix series. I told you, multi-season.
So a lot of lessons learned over those years of failure and success. But the first thing it starts with, there's a whole chapter called "Great Ideas Chase You," and so it kind of goes into in build, and you can go and it goes through kind of chapter and verse about all of those, how Nest became into being. But let's talk about it specifically for iPod, right? So for me, I always had pain, the pain of carrying these CDs everywhere, right? And I had the joy of music, right? If you could say all of a sudden I could get the music I love all the time in a portable package and I can have all the music I love all the time, I was solving a pain, which was, for me, it was thousands of CDs. Other people might be 10 or 15 CDs, right? And then I can have the joy of all this music uninterrupted. That was taking the pain, making a painkiller for it. And then at the end was a superpower, an emotional superpower that said, oh my, this is something different. So when you can actually focus on a pain, and get a painkiller for it, not a vitamin. So the difference between a painkiller and a vitamin is very clear. One, you need, I got to get rid of this pain. A vitamin, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, maybe somebody needs it, maybe not. It's all marketing story, right? So you start with the pain, give them a painkiller, and hopefully, if you can do it in the right way, you give them a superpower, an emotional superpower. That is always, and that's the way to know that you're hitting on something that's really powerful.
The pain and the joy.
Exactly.
Are you always aware of the pain? So it seems like a lot of great products, it's like we do a lot of painful things and we just kind of assume that's the way it's supposed to be. Like with much autonomous vehicles, we all assume we're supposed to be driving.
Right.
Like, and it doesn't, you don't think of it as a pain.
Right. Well, you've habituated it away.
Yeah.
You've habituated away. For me, when I go to other places, living in Bali or living in Paris or whatever, and I'm not driving, I'm walking or I'm using a scooter or what have you, different thing. And you go, oh my God, when you left that environment, because everyone else is driving all the time, you're like, that's what you do. And you find out there's other ways of living and there's freedom. When you get rid of that, you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that this was so much better. So there's something in the book that's called out, and I deemed it the virus of doubt. And what the virus of doubt is when there's pain and it's been habituated away, you use the right marketing messages to bring people back to that initial experience they had or the initial experience that they had of that pain. Do you remember when the first time you did blah and it felt like this? Right? And then you reawaken that habituated pain. And it becomes visceral. And then they're like, oh, yes, I hate that. And then you go, now I have the painkiller and the joy for you.
Yes.
That's when it all comes together and it goes,